Many of you watching this video, or maybe someone you know, might have said, financials just really isn't my thing, right? I don't understand investing, or that whole money conversation just isn't for me. Watch this video and find out some areas where it might help you to familiarize yourself with some of these impacts that money may have on your current life, but also into your retirement years, and hear it coming from a financial advisor. Thanks for stopping by the Financial Beat YouTube channel. I'm Logan Sadler. As always, happy to be here to talk about a little bit about retirement education, right? So today, I actually wanted to talk to you about one of the questions I actually got from a current client of ours where their spouse had said something was very interesting, where she had said, I'm not that into the financials, right? When people talk about stocks or bonds or 401ks, whatever it may be, it is not my thing. And I hear that quite often, and I've, shockingly enough, I hear it quite often, like I had said, and it is not always a specific gender or anything like that. There's males and females where it's just maybe not their comfort zone, right? Maybe the wife takes care of the money or the husband takes care of the money, whatever it might be. One thing I think is very important, I'll give you a few touching points here of why I hear that a lot and why I understand it, but also where I think some of the dangers are with that. So I understand it because I think a lot of us out there, when it comes to money or stocks or bonds or investments, there is so many different strategies, so many different opinions, and really, let's be honest, an overload of information that we might have not heard from the most credible sources or somebody we really do trust, but we're not in the same situation, right? You got the rich brother-in-law that's giving you advice. He's worth millions. You got 50,000. Does he really know my situation? So a lot of people just kind of say, yeah, I'm going to not be interested in this, right? Does it really matter? The answer is, for a lot of you out there, if you have a spouse or somebody else where it is their thing, you might just hand them the keys and let them, him or her go on autopilot and do their thing. Or if you work with a financial advisor, you might trust him or her to do the majority of the work there, or the majority of whatever it is you're doing as far as investing or planning. I think some of the big dangers that do come out of that is having the spouse that does everything. If something were to happen to that spouse, and I'm only talking about this from actually meeting with people in this situation, where they come in and say, listen, my brother's a client of yours, let's say, and my husband just passed away. I have no idea what we have here. Will you hold these pieces of paper, right? And they have no idea what a 401k is, or how it's taxed, or any of these types of things, or how they're invested, what their income looks like, what debt they have, how to log into the bank account, right? All of these things that can be very, very overwhelming at a time where you have many other things going on in your life that probably are more important than finances, as far as getting over the loss of a loved one. And being thrown into fire is not normally the best way to learn some of these things. Does it happen, and do people do it? Absolutely, they do it, and they do well at it. However, if you could have some information or some general knowledge about a lot of that stuff beforehand is very important. I encourage a lot of our clients where maybe their spouse is not really into the financial thing, bring them to the meetings. Let's have them involved, because it is so important where if something happens, you have a dialogue there and you have someone that they know that they could trust to lean on. So I highly encourage those of you out there that aren't very interested in the money thing to really dive in, watch more channels like this or other ones that you like, and make sure that you're getting the information, or at least generalizing yourself with maybe what your situation is. Where do you bank? What credit do you guys have? What loans do you have out there? Where's your brokerage accounts at? Are you guys invested in the market, or do you have annuities or cash or CDs? Just kind of generalize yourself. You don't have to be an expert, but understanding that you want to have credible people to turn to in those cases where if someone did pass away. If you're a single person and it's not your thing, I highly recommend you find somebody that can tutor you, mentor you, or provide some advice. And I think that's a lot of what a good advisor should be doing for a lot of you out there, is being able to provide that guidance you'll need as far as that goes on your finances. So I just wanted to share my input on that, because I've seen a lot of different things on it over the years, a lot of different inputs, and that is just some things I think of why it could be a good thing or a bad thing, and why you want to self-educate yourself, watch channels like this, and making sure you're keeping up with what's going on in your financial world to keep your financial health as strong as possible. Thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.